Should Becky not have been the winner?
This was my Cody versus The Rock is Becky and Liv for me. She was taken out by Rhea. That's why she was on the injured list.
She was very cheeky.
Very much out. More than she's ever had.
Hit her with the finisher that's taken out literally everyone else. And then she kicks out. Kind of think it buried Nia.
I wouldn't say buried.
Welcome to Beer Ring Bell. This is Diaz.
And the Sriracha Muchacha, Paloma Starr.
I've been missing in action, but I'm your dad bod demigod, Joey Mayberry.
Yay!
Yay! We're here.
I'm queer, but you knew that already.
Wait, when did you guys watch Elimination Chamber?
This morning.
This morning.
I watched it live. And I'm going to take down the live stream video after this is up because I looked grumpy as eating Taco Bell at 5 a.m. When is the women's match happening? Because it was main event.
Yeah.
Which is so good.
I mean, it should have been. Like, there was nothing else that could have been the main event.
Totally. I'm glad it was a main event.
I loved it. At the same time, for me, at 5 a.m., I was like, God damn it. Like,
so were you already up, or did you like set an alarm for like 4
I went to bed at like 9, woke up at 3:30 to like watch the freaking pre-show match, which we'll talk about right now.
Which is impressive.
Impressive?
Impressive. Isn't that what Indi Hartwell's music says?
It does?
Yeah, the beginning of her thing is like, impressive. I love all the new theme songs that have been done by, what's the new people that make the theme
Rebel?
song?
Terrible people?
Oh,
Yeah,
Death Rebel?
they're terrible, but like, just so you know whoever's coming out, they
What
always
are
have
they
to put
called?
something at the beginning.
I know.
Well, whose music is that? It's like, Nikki Cross.
Because the music itself, you'll never know.
No, at all.
So we got the impromptu WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, Kabuki Warriors versus Indi Hartwell. Impressive, I guess, and Candice LeRae. And the only reason they got this match is because Indi's from Australia.
Most definitely. That's really the only reason.
But her hair looks so good.
Yeah?
Yeah, Indi's ponytail was rocking. That's my highlight.
Yeah, what'd you think of this match?
It was nice. I mean, not in a bad way. It was like a nice, solid match. A little paint by numbers, but sometimes that's okay.
I liked Candice a bit more in the ring. There's something about, like, because I love the Kabuki Warriors too. Like, you can't knock them. They're so good.
Right.
Something about Indi, whenever she's, like, hitting people, it just looks so delicate.
It's,
so...
I think, because she pulls it too much. I know exactly what you're talking about, because I feel like when she lays in her forearms, she almost, like, pulls it too fast or too much. But I totally know what you mean, because she's, like, taller and, like, it's built like a powerhouse, at least that's how they were building her. But every time she hits somebody, it's all, like, hit, and then, like, instantly pull back.
Lay it in, girl.
Yeah,
Let's hit her.
totally. Go for it. Apologize after the match.
I love Kairi's new hair. I mean, she's been doing
She
it a
looks so
couple
good.
times that she's very puffed up because she's so small. She's trying to look like big and and menacing with that big hair. Is it working?
A little bit.
You know what was honestly the biggest serve, to be honest? When Asuka and Kairi were making their entrance and they stopped and Asuka had like her fan and Kairi had like the umbrella. Something about it was just serving. It was eating, no crumbs left. Loved it.
It was giving like Britney when she was hiding herself from paparazzi. Like no cameras.
Now I just want to see Kairi beating up a car with an umbrella.
People were loving Indi.
Yeah.
She was a home crown hero. This match was about Indi Hartwell. This was the opportunity for Indi Hartwell to show who she is.
It was impressive.
What Indi does well, she does really good, but I think that might be a little smaller compared to like everybody else in the ring. Like I feel like a lot of people have more like in their arsenal, and I feel like Indi has a really good like solid like big boot and solid like moves that she does. But I feel like maybe her arsenal is not as big, or at least not showcased as much in this match. I think they still look strong even though they lost. I love the finish. I did really like the finish was creative.
Yeah.
But I still feel like they kept Indi and Candice strong.
I think she's suffering a little bit from just being a little generic.
Yeah.
Like, it's, you even have Candice who's got like the poison pixie, she's got the wings, there's something to her. And then you got the Kabuki Warriors who are just like flushed out like a toilet. And then you have Indi who's just Indi Hartwell.
And I think it's weird that WWE is forgetting why Indi was so popular in NXT. Like, her character work is so good. She's such a relatable, like, fun character, but she's not showing any of that in the main roster, which is such a crime. Give her the character moments. Give her something to connect with the crowd, but there was none of that, and we're just trying to push her as, like, this great wrestler, but, like...
Then what?
In a match, you want her to have, like, at least, like, one memorable moment to take home with.
Right.
Unfortunately, Indi didn't have that outside of maybe, like... a almost tagging. Like, those are kind of cool. My problem was that she didn't have that moment that, damn, Indi, that was cool. Like, she didn't have that.
You're right, because my favorite work that Indi has done is when she was, like, with The Way, and, like, the whole, like, storyline with her marrying Dexter and type of thing.
And Dexter.
Right? She doesn't have a character.
Yeah.
Like, right now, she has, like, no character. It's just, like, they're a tag team, but like you said, then what? I think she can't show character or have that moment because she doesn't have one. Her facial expressions are so great, and it's, like, I feel like she's the perfect person to be in, like, in the show, like, The Office or, like, Parks and Rec, where, like, she, like, breaks fourth wall and, like, gives a look to the camera. Yeah. But you're right, I think that's what's missing from Indi. It's just, like, a character, not even so much a gimmick. It could just be, like, bigger personality character, because it's there, obviously. Right. It's just not being showcased, unfortunately.
Yeah. What do you think is next for Kabuki Warriors?
Honestly, probably a rematch with Kaden and Katana.
I was just happy that the tag titles were defended, even though it was a pre-show. Hey, I'll take it. Hopefully this means more tag team title storylines by themselves as opposed to being compounded with, like, the main storyline.
Yeah.
Even if it's not, like, a feud, just, like, keep on defending these titles and make them mean something.
Honestly, what it is probably next, to be honest, it's going to be a fatal 4-way tag team scramble.
I think so. I think that's coming, because there's a lot of tag teams right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely coming for WrestleMania.
Imagine you're driving, you parked your car, and then you realize you parked at the infamous NXT parking lot. Seriously, how many people are getting injured in NXT? And you saw them too. Injuries can happen literally in the most unexpected manner, unexpected ways. They can happen anytime, anywhere, unexpectedly. And that's why I want to introduce you to today's sponsor, Morgan & Morgan, the 21st century law firm that's changing the game when it comes to injury claims. So when an injury happens, a million things might go through your head, and contacting a lawyer might sound scary, complicated, and even unnecessary. But let me tell you, it's a must. In an unfortunate event of, say, a car accident, your first move should be calling a personal injury attorney, and no need to worry about the chingle money. With Morgan & Morgan, it won't cost you a dime unless they win you a case. Also, no need to be worried. It's super easy. With Morgan & Morgan, you can submit a claim in just 8 clicks or less. Just you and your phone and 8 simple clicks. Morgan & Morgan modernized the injury law process. You can submit all the case details, sign contracts, upload documents, and even share your medical records with just a few swipes. And you can also text your attorney and legal team throughout your case. So remember, for unexpected events, Morgan & Morgan, with lawyers in all 50 states and over 900 lawyers, will be there for you to fight tooth and nail to get you the compensation you rightly deserve with 8 clicks or less to submit a claim. You can submit a claim by www.forthepeople.com/ringthebell or by dialing #law. That's #529 on your phone. Thank you, Morgan & Morgan.
Let's move to the next match. The main show, we start off with Women's Elimination Chamber match. I mean, we gotta talk about the gears.
Of course.
Oh my god.
Okay, Bianca has been slaying lately. She, like, leveled up as a designer even more.
Totally.
Now it's like fashion, but not gimmicky. It's just like elegant and stylish.
She did something that I didn't think was possible. She somehow elevated the same exact hairstyle that she's had since the beginning, which is interesting.
For sure. I feel like I find myself being very, like, sexually attracted to Bianca. Not that I wasn't before, but I almost feel like now she's almost being more sexier as opposed to just, like, super athletic with the short top and the pants, which she looked great, but I feel like now it's more like sensual. I feel like that's a good word for it. Yeah, for sure. And the shorts and the garters that she wore last time, but I feel like I'm like, oh, yeah, I mean, I already knew that Bianca was obviously a very beautiful, awesome, strong, but now it's like, and sexy too. Like, yes, mama.
Why do I feel like you just turned into, like, WWE in 2015? Like, the sexy, smart, and powerful people.
Can do it all.
Tiffany looked awesome.
Looked amazing. Love that color scheme. So good. She is a star. She looks like a star, acts like a star, carries herself as a star. Like, as Shunu walked out, like, I feel like even people weren't too familiar with her, didn't know who she was, you'd be like, who's that? I don't know who that is. But she has star written all over her.
Do you feel like people aren't familiar with her? Because she was getting pops.
Oh, she really was. She was so over.
Oh, we're gonna talk about the reaction she got because it was insane.
I know it's not, like, too big of a change up for her, but I kind of like what Liv's been wearing lately.
Yeah.
I love the little skirt over the trunk.
Yeah, that's cute.
It's very Riot Girl.
Becky, I always love that she always comes out with cool, awesome, different gear, but I don't think that Becky has really found her signature gear. Like, I feel like it's almost like too many good looks, but I never see, like, oh, that's Becky's gear. Because even with Bianca, switch it up so much, but she at least always has her like signature like look or style in it. And with Becky, I feel like they're all really good looks, but I just don't think that's like signature Becky, if that makes sense.
She looked hot. She looked hot with the red makeup.
I loved it.
I love Naomi. She like elevated her TNA look even more. What do you think about her new theme song, by the way?
I dig it.
I kind of like it.
I didn't like it at first, but the more I hear it, the more I like it. I think it's because I liked her old song so much.
Oh, yeah,
and I'm like, okay.
I agree. I like the old song, but the new song, I just like, my body's moving.
But she also wasn't the only one that got a new theme song.
Tiffany.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's like the same. Wait, you like it?
I like it.
What do you like about it outside of Tiffy Time? I like that.
Number one, Tiffy Time.
That's it.
Which is also falls into the Def Rebel thing, where it's like, what song is this? It's Tiffy's. Legit, I like this one more because once they took the photo sound effect out of Tiffany's music, it just became very generic to me. So I like that they switched it up a little bit.
I thought this music was so generic. I don't know. I want to give a shout out to Raquel, by the way, is that she has a skin condition.
Yeah, I saw that video. Oh my gosh, that
Right.
was crazy. I could only imagine what she had to go through. And for her to come back, I will say she's looking way crispier and better in the ring wise.
She talked about how like it flared up during her trip to Australia.
You could tell.
So she wasn't able to wear makeup. I think she also had to wear this gear because she had to cover herself. She looked beautiful without the makeup. I think it's great that she also shared that story, like walking to the arena with like more than 50,000 people without makeup. I feel like it could be nerve-wracking, but she did it like a badass. Yeah.
And I actually didn't even notice that she wasn't wearing any makeup. She looked that good that I didn't even notice.
She was radiating, yeah.
Totally. I think it's awesome when you can embrace both sides of yourself, like how awesome you look with makeup and how awesome you look without makeup. So
just a little bit of eyeliner, Marsha. Like, let's go.
So the match begins with Naomi and Becky Lynch, two of the more veterans in this match.
I think they actually use their time in the ring together the best than anybody else. Because I feel like sometimes Elimination Chambers and like really any other like gimmick match starts off weird because like you start off with the lockup and like chain wrestling, like okay, even though you're in this like weird contraption thing, it actually kind of worked because I feel like it elevated quickly. Like yes, they started off like a regular wrestling match, but then it got more intense and more intense and more intense. So I think them two together was a smart start for sure.
That split.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I love that. That's also like that it followed that little like booty shake thing into the cage with Becky.
Yes.
Because you saw that first hit where Becky didn't hit. Then the second one you saw it on Becky's face where she was like, wait, I'm not hitting the cage. And then the third one she's like, well, here we go. Bam.
Yeah.
Like I loved it.
Leg split was awesome.
So good.
Oh my god.
I noticed that right away. I love too that Naomi has switched up her moveset so much. And honestly, her going to TNA and being away for a little bit was probably one of the best things that could happen to her. Like not only like career wise, but like move wise. And you could tell she went out of her comfort zone and like went and like learned new moves. And I mean, you could see it was awesome seeing all the videos and training videos that she was putting up. But to see that implemented into such a big match like that, it's like, yes, I love when she busted out the whole new moves. She looked great.
I loved how WWE commentary was like, she was traveling the wrestling globe or something like that. It was just like, okay.
She kind of went and found like a new version of herself where she wasn't just like going through the motions of like, oh, I'm the glow girl. Duh, duh, duh. Now she came back and she's like, I'm Naomi and I love to spell my name.
Yeah. She really looks like she's enjoying her time there.
She really does.
She's in control of her pacing. And then that big blockbuster off of the pod.
That was scary because that's literally Naomi taking a bump from up there. Like that's really honest. You're really just taking a flip bump. But like, well, here goes nothing.
And then just gets eliminated right
away.
after that.
I know.
By a roll up.
Have you noticed it's kind of like a trend for Naomi? Like she hits her giant spot of every match and then immediately she's done. That's her Royal Rumble spots every year. Is like she does her really big thing and then just immediately gets thrown out of the ring.
Yeah, what did you think of her being eliminated first?
Honestly, with how stacked this chamber was, I can't be mad at it because someone had to do it.
Didn't like the way it happened, but I'm okay with her. Yeah, I guess if somebody has to go, but I just didn't really love the way it happened. I mean, I don't know how I would have done it otherwise, but I just didn't really love it.
Because so many of the women are like superstars, like big stars in WWE, their elimination was not definitive. It was kind of like, oh, wait a minute. Like they tried to protect a lot of people in this match.
Sure.
Naomi was one of that too. Oopsie, like she got
out of
eliminated.
nowhere kind of thing, yeah.
I kind of love that it's kind of setting up this feud between Naomi and Tiffany because I think that's going to be wild.
I think I could see them wrestling at Mania.
Oh. Oh, I was almost thinking Bianca and Tiffany.
Triple threat it, baby. Let's go.
Why not?
Triple threat. Is Naomi in for the same shit again? Back in WWE?
Since she's been back, she's been heavily featured as opposed to like, you know, someone who comes back like an Emma and they immediately just get brushed off TV. I think she's doing well.
I mean, I would love to see her win a championship again, but I think she's at a point now where she isn't necessarily like needed. Like I would rather her be featured more, be more storylines, be in feuds, as opposed supposed to have her have to go for the belt all the time. Like I said, but I'd love to see it, of course. But I don't think she's at a position where, like, if we don't see her for the belt, it's like she's gone. But I'm just glad she's around more.
We'll see how this goes with Naomi. I mean, she was such like the headliner star for TNA. It is kind of a switch seeing her in WWE, but still early to say anything, so we'll enjoy it for now. The second elimination was Tiffany Stratton.
Yes.
Oh my god. Australians fucking loved Tiffany to a point where they were booing everyone else.
Puerto Ricans love you, Australians love Tiffany.
So do Americans, because it is Tiffy time galore for me, y'all.
It really
I love Tiffany.
It was so funny because she was the only heel in this match. She got the biggest cheer
Yeah, she
throughout
really
this
did.
match.
It just shows how good you can be when you are a flushed out character.
True.
Like, literally, you know what Tiffany's about. She has the talk, she's got the walk, she's got everything down to a T. She is a superstar.
For sure. She's going to be huge. I just know it. She's going to be definitely huge. And she has already the athleticism and the physicality you need, because I feel like a lot of times people have one thing or the other. I think she definitely has a full package, has it all. Can't wait for her to literally just blow up. I don't think it was her time to win yet.
Yeah.
But she showed everybody what she can do, and it was amazing.
This match almost was like built for Tiffany because
Yeah.
everyone, the moment they came out of the pot, they went straight to Tiffany.
Yeah.
They were all trying to hunt that down. She was like brutalized throughout
She
this
really
match.
was. She was my favorite sequence, that when she came in from the pod, she had the most like intensity, and like she did the corner spot where she did like her cool like cartwheels, back handsprings, and everything.
I love the part where she did that with Naomi, like going back and forth.
But I definitely feel like this match was booked to very much showcase Tiffany.
Yeah. So Liv eliminated Tiffany with the top rope Oblivion, I think. People were booing the out of Liv. It was wild. It was kind of wild seeing people booing Bianca, booing Naomi, booing Liv for Tiffany. That is something.
She is something.
I wouldn't go that far to like boo people for Tiffany. It was a choice.
Only thing that I was really disappointed with Tiffany in this match with was when she randomly pins Naomi. I did not hear her say toodles, and it made me so sad. We didn't talk about that senton from the top of the pod.
So good.
Let's talk about that. Senton? Swanton?
Swanton.
Swanton, yeah.
Senton, swanton, tiffy time ton, like whatever you want to call it. That was
It was
glorious.
beautiful. Oh, so good.
The third elimination was Raquel Rodriguez.
She always gets features as a powerhouse and does a lot of like the double team moves and powerhouse moves and stuff. I feel like sometimes they're a little bit force fed. They don't necessarily look as smooth, or not even smooth, like the transitions to it. It's almost like we have to get to this spot right now and like force it in. We need to go right now to this very spot. And for some reason it always feels like it's like Raquel's spot. It's not even Raquel's fault.
There was one spot she did that like pin, break the pin, and everyone's like flying.
Yeah.
People started chanting BS. Either BS or bullshit. Because that spot always looks so goofy. But you're right. I think like at this point it's not even Raquel's fault.
No, it's really not.
Like WWE is continuously putting Raquel in this spot. It's been 2 years. Raquel's always in this one spot. She has to do this holy shit power move.
Yeah.
And it doesn't quite work. So try something different.
I mean, what else are you gonna do but do power moves when all you're getting told is you're the powerhouse? Like legit, drink every time that they say powerhouse on commentary when she's doing something, and you will be obliterated.
But here's the thing, you know that she was such an effective heel back in NXT. Like
So
she
good.
got so much intensity. She has a lot to offer outside of being just this monster power spot person.
Well, I mean, they've only given her the gimmick of I'm a powerhouse, look at my back, I'm Latina. And that's literally the 3 points of Raquel Rodriguez, and we really need to give her some sort of character work. It's kind of the Indi effect, but they're giving her just a little bit more character.
With so many powerhouses coming in wrestling right now, I don't think
She would look better if it wasn't already a stack full of powerhouses in the roster already.
Yeah.
But I feel like in comparison, it kind of sucks. I just feel like she just needs to be a full-on heel. Like, she just needs to be a heel and just be like the super, like, aggressive, mean wrestler that brings it. I would love to see her, like, lay her shit in more. Like, that's still power, but not necessarily powerhouse, let me do this, the Hannah bomb with 2 people over and over again. Like, I would love to see some really hard-hitting strikes. That could still, like, shows power without necessarily put in these weird positions where she has to pick up people, and that's already, like, hard no matter how strong or who you are. I do think she's kind of almost got put into, like, this weird box.
I think
she
so.
can't necessarily break out of.
So last 3, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch. Those are the 3 that we kind of expected one of them will win. I mean, most people thought it was Becky Becky winning.
Honestly, that last little sequence when Liv rolled up Bianca, the thing that just got me was Bianca's facial expression in the corner.
I noticed that too.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, noticed that too for sure. And that's like the small things that make people stand out. It's like her expressions like that. It's like, how would you really react if that's what was happening to you? And she expresses that so well. And she does so well the small things, and she obviously the big things too, but she does it so well that I think that's going to elevate her even more to the next level.
This happened in Royal Rumble too. The moment she comes in, like, just atmosphere changes. She goes in there, she brings the power, she brings the speed, she brings the star power in the match. I love seeing Bianca in there. Like, I really love it. Liv Morgan. That spot was cool.
Yeah.
Where she, like, sat on her ass all the way from the top.
It was really cool. I love that that's how we define it now. She just sat on her ass.
All the way from the top.
She got a lot of cool moves, but I won't even lie. She was who I wanted to win the match. To me, this was my Cody versus The Rock is Becky and Liv for me. Becky's, she's the name. She's the one that's going to put people in seats. She's going to make people tune in. But Liv is the story. Like, she was taken out by Rhea. That's why she was on the injured list. She came back. She's got the fire. That's what I wanted to see rather than just Becky going, "Woola, I want another belt."
You know, Liv is always a bridesmaid, never a bride. This happened over and over and over again where she's like so close to winning but always gets taken away.
I mean, and the one time that she did win, it was kind of like anticlimactic with the whole like run with Ronda and all that stuff. So I do want to have her have that fire and that run at the same time, because I feel like she did have that fire and then had that whole storyline with Ronda and won the belt, but like then that fire was missing.
So Becky Lynch won this match, and it was, let's be honest, pretty predictable in a sense that literally at the WrestleMania press event, it was only Becky that was there, and we're like, we all know that Becky's gonna win, you know.
Shout out for calling Rhea bottom.
Oh, that was good. Should Becky not have been the winner?
I mean, it works in the grand scheme of things of like, this match is going to be marquee. And that's about where it ends for me. Like, I think it's going to be a good match. I think Rhea and Becky are going to put on a banger, but it's just not something that's making me go, oh, I can't wait for that match.
It's not giving me WrestleMania vibes.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah, like, it's going to be a really good match. I would love to see it, but it's not, like you said, WrestleMania, like, oh man, this is going to be great. Cannot wait. Like, I've been waiting the whole year for this. It's going to be good. It's going to be great, but it's just not missing that, I don't know, that feeling that comes with it. And I feel like Becky was almost a safe choice to win.
Really?
Because you know she can deliver, you know she's going to be good. Because I actually feel like Becky almost took a back seat in this match. Like, I feel like you don't really see too much of her. Sure, of course, she had her things and did good and all that stuff, but I don't think she kind of took a back seat throughout this whole match.
I love that she loved looking down, like, she loved that one spot where she just loves, like, she did that at Royal Rumble, she did that during, like, Zoe Stark.
I don't think I know what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
Was she in the pod?
Back when she was up there with Tiffany.
With Tiffany, and they're like,
oh. The way you're posing. Did you ever see the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs movie?
I have no idea what that is.
There's just this character that always turns and goes, uh-oh. And that's what I was thinking.
I don't know. Becky loves doing that. But I don't know. I personally think this is a WrestleMania match, given that Rhea Ripley has been built for a whole year as this, like, top tier, greatest force in the women's division, even toppling Nia Jax, which we'll talk about. And Becky Lynch is, a lot of people will say, the biggest name in women's wrestling history. WrestleMania first main eventer, the double champion. She is the man. The card makes sense as, like, especially for WrestleMania 40, if it's like this huge WrestleMania, I think it makes sense for Mommy versus the Man to happen. But, like you said, Liv Morgan has this rich history of being lesbian lovers. Lesbian lover for a long time and got injured. And WWE keeps saying that she's been out for a whole year. Lie. That is not true. It was like maybe less than a half a year.
There needs to be some flair. Like, to me, WrestleMania is the culmination of like a story.
Agreed.
And Becky and Rhea just don't have a story. But Liv and Rhea, they have a story.
Yeah.
And it's something that I can sink my teeth into. Whereas, okay, these two are huge names. Let's put them in a match. It's never been my thing.
Hopefully during this time from now to WrestleMania, they built on that story, because for me, what's missing is that feeling. I don't know what feeling it is, but a feeling besides like, oh, that's going to be a good match, because that's how I feel about the match right now. But give me something to feel.
Like Bayley and Io.
Yeah.
Really good example.
Exactly. That's a good point.
Do you think there's chance for Liv to be added to this match? Am I delusional? Am I delusional?
At this point, based off the end of that match, I think there's a bigger chance of Bianca being added.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I can see that.
A lot of people are really mad at Becky for winning this, and people are saying that she's taking people's like chances.
Shut up. Oh my god, she's the biggest star in the world. It's like
in the world, in the universe.
As far as women's wrestling goes, she's Becky freaking Lynch.
She is.
You're gonna sit there and be like, oh, she's taking people's spots. Like, no, like.
Also, it's not up to her.
What? It's still real to me, damn it.
Sorry.
I want to point out though, she's been away from the main roster, main title for years now. And she also spent last year like putting over so many mid-card people. She was volunteering. She was volunteering at the shelter the whole time. So I'm like, why are you trying to be so mean to Becky Lynch? Like, she is the man.
Leave Katniss Everdeen alone.
She's been very generous, everyone. So
I don't feel like she takes away opportunities from anybody. I feel like and if anything, she elevates them. I don't think necessarily Tiffany needed help, but I think it would just solidify what Tiffany was doing down in NXT, if anything. Who else should do that but Becky?
I don't think Lyra would be where she's at if it wasn't for Becky Lynch. So
what's next for Liv? Tag turmoil?
That's exactly what I thought. As soon as you said that, I'm like, oh no.
Not the tag turmoil. Random team up with Tegan.
No, she's gonna go back to Raquel. Like, that's gonna be the...
Oh my god.
Like, yeah.
I just want Liv not to be like a random tag team partner.
Oh gosh.
I mean, at least they're former tag champs. If you put them back together, that makes sense. If like she turns up with Tegan, that's gonna be the thing that gets me. Like, no, thank you.
I hate it here. Okay, next match. We got the main event of Elimination Chamber. Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley, the mommy. So Nia Jax looks so good. In the Beyonce-inspired outfit.
I don't know whose new stylist or gear maker or designer is, but ever since Nia came back, she has been serving so much. Like, every single time she has a new gear, I was like, oh, this is my new favorite. Oh, this is my new favorite. Like, I don't know how she does it, but she is doing it, and I'm here for it.
That new theme song is my jam. That is my cardio, like, on the treadmill, like, going music. Like, I love that song.
And then Rhea Ripley came out.
All the feels. The emotion in her face.
I was thinking about her cheeks, but okay. Oh, emotions too. Okay, let's talk about the emotions.
She did have the cheeks out.
She did. Like, very, very much out. More than she's ever had.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, your mom's right there. Like,
she's proud. That's the cheek I made. She was very cheeky, breaking the internet already. She was really serving her home audience.
Serving them cake.
Very
generous. Mommy Teresa. But the feels.
Yeah, it was awesome. I feel like... I can't even... It was awesome. I felt like for a little bit we were just like seeing a human like taking all in, getting all the love and support from her like home country, which was awesome. I really love that moment. I hope everybody gets to have that one moment where they feel that way, like kind of like when Zelina Vega did that with the whole Puerto Rico flag thing. But it's so good. It's like, oh, this is so nice before they go beat the shit out of each other.
Right. Oh my
God. That was a really cool moment.
Sure. Full on babyface here. Yeah. Like for a long time, she was a tweener, even though everyone just loved her. But here she's a full-on babyface, and I love that Nia Jax was here because Nia Jax is heel like nobody else. She's probably one of the best heels in the entire company, maybe with Dom.
I totally agree.
Oh, Dom's number one, but Nia's probably number two.
And Dom's also kind of cute lately.
You think so?
But anyway, back to Nia Jax. Such a good heel. So it worked. Everyone was loving Rhea, and everyone was hating Nia, so it was perfect.
I don't know what it was, but it seemed a little quiet for me during some of the match. And I was thinking maybe it's just because the crowd's kind of dead at this point. They've been through 2 Elimination Chamber matches. I was expecting a little bit more noise than I got.
I am glad they were main event, but I think it's kind of hard to put anything after an Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. What did we think of this match, though? Really?
I wasn't a fan. There's a point in wrestling to me where certain things just need to be protected. And the part that got me was near the end where I'm like, you freaking put her through a table and then you slid her back into the ring and hit her with the finisher that's taken out literally everyone else. And then she kicks out like she took a Samoan from the top rope. So much was put on Rhea to a point where I'm like, okay.
I see.
Kind of think it buried Nia a little bit at certain points.
I mean, if you think about it like that, I mean, she kicked out from the second rope, Samoan drop, Annihilator, the table. I mean...
I liked how, once again, powerhouses were built up, these 2 powerhouses, but I'm glad they didn't go slow. Because I feel like a lot of time when you have, like, any powerhouse, regardless of who it is in there, it kind of goes, like, slow and back and forth. So I'm glad it was not a slow-paced match, because I think it would have kind of, like, killed the pacing of the whole show and the match itself, especially how much it was, like, main event for the title and all that stuff. So I'm glad it wasn't slow. I love that they busted out new moves. Like, I love that Nia busted out the stretch muffler. Like, what? hardly anybody does that, especially like women. So I love to see that.
Is that the ass showing move? Or was it
I mean, what move was it an ass showing move? Honestly,
what is that one move that broke the internet where she was like with the leg, one leg?
Yeah, that's the service.
Oh, that one.
That ass showing move is what I'm calling it from now on.
Service to the universe.
Exactly. It's like, thank you. We will take it. And then Rhea busted out with the springboard hurricanrana. Like, what? Why?
Someone was saying like Rhea is Zelina Vega today.
Right?
Like, with Nia Jax, Rhea has turned into a Zelina Vega, Rey Mysterio.
So I did love that they bring out new moves. I just feel like it was a good match, but it didn't really have me at my edge of my seat or anything. It was like good, and I was just like, okay, this is good. Yeah.
Was it the predictability because Rhea's obviously going to WrestleMania as a champion?
Definitely that, and I don't know. Something was missing. I don't know exactly what it was, but the predictability, or maybe I feel like if it would have maybe shaved off 5 minutes.
Oh, really? Yeah. You want it less?
Yes, because I feel like it would have been more intense, more like go, 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 more like, I feel like that would have like had me at the edge of my seat. I just feel like there was no really, even though it was a faster pace, I didn't feel like a sense of urgency.
I personally love this match, especially like, it was seeing Rhea in such a different style because she had to go through that menacing powerhouse. It was really, I love seeing her in the Zelina Vega position where she had to like do all these like leg scissors and everything. I love that. But also Nia looked better than ever, I think. This might be, I mean, Nia's been killing it since her return, and she had that great match with Becky Lynch. I think this was probably one of my favorite Nia Jax match. Like, she was there for some annihilation. She was breaking down Rhea Ripley like nobody has. And I freaking love that table spot.
Oh, it was great. And when it didn't break.
So it didn't break first. And
I am the table.
I am the table.
And Rhea, like, didn't really clean the table.
I know, I felt
not
for her back. I was like, oh my God.
She landed on the monitor. And I'm like, oh, and it didn't break. So when Nia was on that like swivel chair, okay, that's when my ass was on the edge of the seat because I was like, she could have slipped. She could have slipped. The table could have not broken. Against all odds, it worked. And I'm like, yes, it worked.
I will give it up to her for her thinking literally on her feet and getting that chair and doing that spot. Because if that would have happened to me, I would have been like, well, I don't know what to do now.
On a swivel chair! On a swivel chair!
Of all the women, I think Nia has the most experience putting people through announce tables. And it just didn't work.
It didn't work. People were thinking the ring's gonna break in half. But
that's what I wanted from that superplex. That is what I wanted.
Yeah, and that superplex looks so good.
Yeah.
So good. You could put a superplex in any match and it's gonna make it amazing. I did love that. I think that was like the high spot for me. That's when I was like probably middle of my seat, not edge of my seat, but like middle of my seat for sure. That superplex was amazing.
I was low-key kind of wanting Nia Jax to do some 450. Just kidding. Not 450.
I love Nia, but I don't think she could do a 45, let alone a 450.
Maybe a little crossbody, but I did love that.
Crossbody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cute.
Thank you.
It'd been very cute.
Well, I did like that superplex. I thought it was cute, yeah.
What did Nia Jax to do a 450?
That's where you get 2K24.
Oh my gosh. Imagine. I think like after talking back from this match, I think I liked it a little bit more than I first let on. Now that you'd mention it.
It's a 450.
It's a 450 that I
or the swivel chair.
Yeah, the swivel chair. But I think I still wanted a little bit more, but I think after talking it through, okay.
I want a little bit more, but like I think the only point that had me like on the edge of my seat was when she hit that annihilator. I was like, maybe there's a chance. And then when she kicked out, I was like, oh, y'all did the thing. Like,
yeah, let's talk about that finish for a little bit. Because was Nia Jax buried here? Because she went through every woman in the roster, including all the powerhouses like Raquel, Shayna, Zoe, Becky too, only to fall for Rhea Ripley after using all the finishes.
Yeah.
I think so. It's that same thing that got me a little bit bored with Charlotte Flair, a little bit bored with Bianca Belair. There needs to be someone that can topple everyone, and if you had Nia Jax tear Becky Lynch apart just to have Becky Lynch be the one to beat Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, then yeah, you buried a lot of people because it makes no freaking sense.
I kind of wish that the finish wasn't as like definitive as it was. Maybe have one more false seat that looked like it could like gone either way. I think that would have added a lot to it, but I can kind of see what you... I wouldn't say buried, but I feel like almost booked themselves into a corner.
Yeah. It almost felt like Nia's push was to finally meet Mommy. Because if you think about it, Mommy Nami never had a good feud throughout this whole year since last WrestleMania. Wow. Like, if you think about it, she didn't have one good feud, which is really sad.
Because if anything, I feel like Rhea really got elevated with her work with the Judgment Day, or her work with the men in the roster and stuff like that. Because I didn't feel like she really got too much elevated with the women or anything that she did championship-wise.
Granted, she got some good matches. Her match with Lyra was really good. Ivy
NXT was good.
Yeah, she did have good matches, but storyline-wise, nothing. But Nia Jax was finally the storyline on fire. I'm fine with the sense that she has this huge victory going into WrestleMania, going against Becky Lynch. I do like that. And the reason I like it, because Dia Shin, love some Cinderella moment. Her in her hometown with her family celebrating defeating the big bad monster. I was like, yes, mommy. Showing the cheeks, showing everything.
I was gonna say, you were just sold on the cake. That was
no, I'm just here for the cake.
This was such a feel-good ending of the pay-per-view. For me, this is happy ending, and I did like it.
Oh, you got to have your cake and Cinderella too.
I love the last shot of her celebrating with the family.
Yeah, that was cute.
And then this random guy came to like pat her head and was like escorted out of
Really? I didn't even notice that.
That's funny. What? I don't know. A lot of things happened.
A lot of things did that. I didn't see that part.
Yeah.
And I'm glad because I feel for a while there, WWE was notorious for having people lose at their hometown. So I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't going to make her lose tonight. She was the freaking emoji on Twitter.
She was.
It's still Twitter. There's no X. Yeah, she wasn't going to lose.
Yeah. So overall, very predictable PLE. Yeah. But I was entertained. I gotta say.
Yeah. Sometimes it's predictable and it makes sense.
I rate it impressive.
Alright, well thank you so much for watching this Elimination Chamber match review. Paloma, where can we all find you?
You can find me at Paloma Starr on Instagram, and I'm still gonna say Twitter. And where can we find y'all?
You can find me at Joey_Mayberry, Instagram and Twitter, Joey.Mayberry on TikTok, and also check out the Golden Era podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
And you can find me at DSShin on Instagram and Ring the Bell DS on X. And I'll see you next time. Bye!